Hey, folks. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay, great. For those of you who don't know me, I am Paul Gubbay, Chief Product Officer of Squarespace, and this is Circle Day Keynote 2025, and we are excited to be here, folks. I can tell you, both myself and the teams are genuinely excited to share with you what we have been building for creative professionals on Squarespace. I think you're going to really love what you see today. Starting off, I just quickly say thank you again to the 200-plus Circle members that are here joining us. Please keep the good vibes and the energy coming. I also want to welcome the 2,000-plus members that are joining us live. I believe you guys had a cello meditation thing or something, so you're super chill. That's awesome. We are going to excite you, though. I promise you that. And I of course, want to welcome all the folks that will be joining us on the World Loop later. As you can see, today, my talk is called Design Differently. And what you're going to see over the next 45 minutes truly is a new era that we are ushering in for creative professionals on Squarespace. And we're really excited to get started with that. I'm going to jump in. And I want to tell you that this has been the largest investment that we have made in tooling in Squarespace's history for professionals that we're going to share with you today. And we're going to talk about this through a couple of programs that we've been working through that we want to share with you. And before I do that, I want to just take a second to just really appreciate the impact that you as a Circle program have had on the community, the business world at large. And so I'm flashing up here a number. I'm going to share a couple of numbers with you, a couple of metrics that just really, again, show the impact that you've had on the world. And so 90,000, I don't know if anyone wants to guess what 90,000 is. I'll jump to the punchline really quickly. 90,000 clients you will bring onto the Squarespace platform just in 2025 alone. That's 90,000 dreams that you've made available to businesses and entrepreneurs across the world. 3 million appointments that your clients have brought onto the Squarespace platform in 2025. That's 3 million face-to-face, person-to-person connections that have been made possible just in 2025 because of your customers on Squarespace and on Acuity together. Let's up the number a little bit. You want to go higher? Yeah. 400 million. 400 million emails have been sent this year, 2025. 400 emails. Almost 500 million emails have been sent from your clients in 2025. And then I'm going to go to my last number. It's my favorite number because it's the one that says that we're all really making a difference. It's the one that really, really shows up. 500 million plus. That's over $500 million of revenue that your clients are going to make this year, 2025, because of what you've done to put their businesses online on the Squarespace platform. And that's just US. So just some incredible numbers and an incredible impact because of the investment that you have all made into Squarespace. And today we want to show you that Squarespace is making that investment right back at you. And so we're going to do that today by talking about 3 major initiatives that we set out when we started the year in 2025 and said this is going to be the year of the pro. Okay? And I'm going to kick us off with the first initiative, and then I'll bring up some other team members to help join me. But we're going to kick it off with the first initiative. And the first big thing we spent time on as we thought about this year was the Circle program itself. We really wanted to reinvent and reimagine what the Circle program could be for all of you. So there were a couple of things that we took into account. First of all, we started the year by introducing new statuses, silver, gold, and platinum. And that brought a couple of benefits for everybody, right? First of all, introducing a silver status means that even if you're brand new coming to Squarespace as a creative professional, you get access to certain perks, including dedicated support that you're able to access right away, which is great. Silver, gold, and platinum mean you also have a way to differentiate yourselves when you're marketing your business based on your experience working with Squarespace. But third, and maybe most importantly, the new statuses allowed us to create a new point program. And that point program would allow you to help build up, get additional features as you reach new statuses, and be able to make more money on the system. Now, you know that you all get points for bringing people onto Squarespace and helping improve their websites. I'm excited today to announce 2 new ways to be able to generate points on Squarespace. You will now be able to generate 100 points when you migrate customers from 7.0 to 7.1. And you'll also be able to get 100 points when you bring people to Squarespace payments. So 2 new ways that you're able to generate points to reach new statuses on Squarespace. And you'll be learning more about those in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And then the team didn't want to stop there. Points statuses is great. We know we all like to get paid. And so I'm also really excited and thrilled to announce today that starting in 2026, for silver, gold, and platinum members, you will now get money for every annual subscription that you bring onto Squarespace. That means no more thresholds for anybody. You're going to get paid the first website. You're going to get paid all the way through to the last website. So points, statuses, money, all good things, obviously. We also heard from you that you interface with the Circle program in a lot of different ways with Squarespace, right? It shows up in your inbox, it shows up in your forums, it shows up on the blog, it shows up in events like this, but there's no one central place to experience Circle, and there should be, obviously. And that's why we introduced the new Circle dashboard. And the Circle dashboard is really this beautiful place that you can go to experience everything Circle. And I remember when the designers first showed me this, I was like, that looks pretty good. That's not a bad place to come every day, and I hope you guys appreciate that as well. We really wanted to make it beautiful and make it feel like it was a first-class citizen in the Squarespace ecosystem. Now, when you come to the dashboard, you'll see, of course, you have your statuses, and you can open that up, and you can see what status you're at. You can look at what the next status is that you're working towards. You also have current points, and starting today, you'll now have recent activity, so you can see activity that has actually contributed to those points. You can see some of the next options that you have to help you gain more points to get to the next status. And starting today, you now have your referral referral payment information directly in the dashboard. You can open this up. You can see referral payments, you can see your next payouts, you can see pending payouts, you can see year-to-date amounts, you can see all of those things. And this is just part of the commitment that we've made to you to continue improving Circle Dashboard and the Circle program as we go forward. Now, the Circle Dashboard isn't just about status and points and referrals, it's also everything else that you need as a Circle member. You get access to, if I don't close the screen, your access to the latest events like Design Differently, where you are today. You get the latest forum posts, so you can see what your community is posting on the forum. And then you also get Circle resources that are curated just for you, for the Circle community, like the new set of blog posts that we've just put out today on AIO. AIO is AI optimization. How do you help your clients get found on LLMs in this new changing landscape that we're all living in? Something I know that's important to all of us. So, again, just a great place to see everything Circle all in one place. So that's the Circle dashboard. And when you combine that with Circle's statuses, tiers, points, that's really the new reimagined Circle program. And we're just getting started. There'll be a lot more that you'll be able to see over the upcoming year and into next year. Thank you. So that's the Circle program. Points, statuses, tiers, all of that dashboard stuff, great stuff, but we know that's not why we all wake up in the morning and get excited to come to work. We get up and we get excited because we love building kick-ass websites, right? I mean, like that's what we do, and building the business functionality on top of that that really helps our customers thrive. And in order to do that, you've told us that you need more. You need more expressibility. You need more customization. You need more extensibility. You need more of the things that a creative professional has to use to really help them build websites that are going to stand out and really exceed in this marketplace today. And we have heard you, folks. We have heard you loud and clear, and we are ready to bring you more. And that is why today I am thrilled to share with you a second big initiative, which is Squarespace for Pros. Squarespace for Pros is a suite of advanced design tools purpose-built for creative professionals just like you. Squarespace for Pros is not just a name, it is a commitment to building the functionality, the expressibility that you need to build beautiful websites combined with the functionality and back-end business logic that your clients need to have beautiful businesses, all integrated into the platform that you already know and love. And so to show you more about Squarespace for Pros, please help me welcome to the stage Jeff Aldridge.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Circle Day. I'm Jeff Aldridge, product director here at Squarespace for our website product. And I am so excited to talk to you guys today about what we are building this year for you all, Squarespace for Pros. There's 3 things I want to cover in my talk up here. And so just to give you the roadmap, we're going to start by talking about Finish Layer. Finish Layer is what we are calling a new set of design tools that we have been working on this year. These are style, layout, motion, interaction tools that are going to help you really bring a website to life. Really excited to show you guys this stuff. Also want to talk about commerce. We have focused a lot this year on really integrating our commerce backend better into our editor. And so I want to show you some of what that's making possible now. And then finally, we'll talk about extensibility. This is everything from custom code to new APIs to new extensions that help you push the limits of what's possible with Squarespace. And before I jump in here, I just want to say, when we thought this year about how we could build a web design product for professionals, one obvious route that we considered was we could build a new editor. But we realized that that would be another system for you to learn, another system for your clients to learn. You'd have to decide which one to use. And so what we've tried to do is the harder, but we think better thing, which is one integrated platform that we think is going to give you, as web design professionals, all of the robust styling and design and layouts and motion tools you would expect in a pro tool, but still something that is easy enough for your clients to manage themselves. So if we pulled that off, I think you'll be really happy with the level of customization you're going to start having in Squarespace, still knowing that you can pass it off to a client and it's going to be very easy for them to use. OK, so let's jump into Finish Layer. We have focused a lot this year on how do we make a Squarespace website really stand out in 2025 and beyond. And so for this, I'm going to walk through this demo. And let's pretend I have a client, and they have asked me to punch up their homepage. And I want to show you a bunch of new things we are working on that we will be releasing later this year to really bring this website to life. All right, I'm going to start with this headline. So the headline font is using a Google font. However, this client told me they actually have a brand font they've started using that's not offered in Squarespace. Well, now for the first time, we're going to be allowing you to upload a custom font into Squarespace. It will show up in the font picker and be natively integrated into that website's font picker so that you can select that font and use it in the website. All right, what else can we do to this headline to really bring it to life? Very excited to show off here a couple things. First of all, is we're bringing a new set of CSS transforms into the system. And so you will natively be able to edit things like opacity, rotation, scale, skew, and offset for blocks. Even more exciting, we are unrolling a new animation system so that you can animate any of these properties per block. And let's take a look at what that looks like. So I'm going to click the plus on the animation here. This is an on-scroll animation. That means it will be triggered as you scroll through the section. You can also trigger on hover or on load or on mouse follow. And of course, we're going to offer a tasteful set of presets. And let's try this shrink preset. And what that's going to do is take the opacity down to 0 and take the scale down to 0, so you get this nice zoomed out effect. And again, that was on scroll. And so how that's going to play out is as I scroll through the page, scroll down on the page, it zooms out, scroll in, scrolls back up. Very nice. OK, but what else can we do to this top section to kind of bring it to life? Well, let's check out this balloon image. First of all, let's try one of these CSS transforms. I'm going to give it a negative offset so that it's sort of poking in off the side of the page. And then I'm going to add this suggested preset animation. And it gives it this really nice kind of subtle skew, scale, a little bit, just bringing life to that image. OK, I want to do the same thing to this image down here. I could just repeat that set of steps. But I'm excited to announce that we will be bringing into the editor a right-click menu to give you quick access to some secondary actions. And so I could copy the CSS properties or the animations. In this case, I'm going to copy all of that. Right-click here, and give it that same offset and that same animation. So that's just looking beautiful. OK, what else can we do to this page? So down here, I've got their packages listed, and I've created these card layouts. And I'm using shape blocks as the background, and these are just on the Fluid Engine grid. I'm going to show you a different way that I could create these. And I'm going to start by deleting these shape blocks in the background. And then I'm going to select all of these elements and turn it into a stack. A stack is a flex container in Fluid Engine. So the container will be on the grid, but within that container, that's going to flow as a flex box. You're going to have precision control over the gaps, and it's just going to flow using a browser's native Flexbox capability. And if I turn it into a stack, it can have a background color, it can have a stroke, it can have a border radius, and I could even do something fun like apply a transform, like a rotation, to the whole stack. So let's go ahead and do that to these other two cards. We'll turn them into stacks. We will apply this rotation. And let me move these a little closer to each other on the Fluid Engine grid. And there they are, so they're overlapping. The next thing I can do here is select all these cards and turn that into a stack. So you can nest stacks within stacks and create these really complex nested layouts. OK, so that's great. However, I've got package 1 in the wrong order, so it's actually supposed to be first. The next thing I'm excited to show off is our new layers panel. So this is going to be familiar to anyone who's used any other design tool. This layers panel shows off all of the elements that are in this section. And if I want to rearrange them, I can just drag stack 3 to the bottom. And because it's a flex stack, it's just going to reflow within that container. All right. So this looks great on desktop. What does this look like on mobile? Let's come take a look. All right, so great. It's retaining the relationship between those elements, which is exactly what I want in this stack. However, that's a little tight for a mobile layout. And so the next thing I want to do here is change the flow direction of this stack. So I'm going to change this from a horizontal flowing stack to a vertical flowing stack. And this makes a lot more sense on mobile. The other thing that's very cool about that is we've been working a lot on mobile overrides. And so because I'm editing the mobile view, that change only applies to my mobile layout. And so we're giving you a lot more flexibility and customization in how you design your mobile layouts. So let's do another mobile override. Another thing I can do in my layers panel here is I can hide a block. So maybe package 1 and 2 are the important ones, and I don't care as much about package 3. Come over here, the eyeball icon, I will hide package 3. The empty space is removed, and now I've just got package 1 and 2. I'll make one more change on mobile. I'll take this headline. It's left aligned. I actually think it would look better center aligned on mobile. And so that looks great on mobile. But if I come back to desktop, we'll see I've still got the horizontal flow for the stack. I've got all 3 of them showing, and I've got the left-aligned headline. And then the last thing that we worked on a lot this year was saved sections across accounts. So we launched this earlier this year. But if I like this and I want to reuse this on a different client's website, I can save it to my account level so that the next time I'm working with a different client, like let's say this summer camp, I come to add a section, and it's in my saved account sections. I can add it in, and it inherits the global styles of this website. OK, that is what we've been working on this year for you all in Finish Layer. So you just saw custom font uploads. You saw CSS block transform properties. You saw a new animation system. You saw Flexbox stacks, a new layers panel, the ability to hide and show blocks per breakpoint, other breakpoint overrides like text alignments, and save sections. So we're just so excited to see what you guys are going to be able to do with all of this stuff. And lest you think that any of this is too far in the future, I just want to give a plug that at 4, we are doing a deeper dive into all of what I just showed you. And I'm just going to show off this website. This is a live Squarespace website This is not custom code. This is using all of these native new features, and we want to walk you through how we built this website and how we built a couple other websites. But you're just going to be wowed by what is going to be possible natively in Squarespace. All right. That was finish layer. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is connected commerce. Not everything we do here is building shiny new things. We also, from time to time, need to go back and modernize the foundations of our platform. We did that a lot this year with commerce. And so we focused a lot on modernizing the product details page, the product list page, the product block. Probably many of you are aware of some of those changes we made. And a lot of that was with the intent of better integrating our commerce backend into our editor. And so I want to show off just a couple things that are now possible because of the work we've put in there. So I've got a product block here. The first thing I'm going to show off is it used to be that if you wanted to edit anything about this product block, you were transported out of the page editor into the commerce backend, and best of luck to you finding your way back to the page that you were on. But now, because of the changes we've made, let's say I want to change this from rookie camp to newbie camp, and I save it, that's just going to take me right back to the page I was in, and you'll see that updated immediately. So things like this are a huge usability improvement for your clients, a huge time saver for you, and these are the kinds of things that are becoming possible as we tighten this integration. And then a little bit more visually, the work that we've done to our product block has really brought it up to parity with a lot of the other blocks in our system. So, for example, I can now put a border radius around the image that's in here. I could apply an image mask like you would see in the image block. I could change the aspect ratio of this. I could change the focal point if there's some part of the image I want to make sure I'm showing. And then if I want to change the form elements, I can pull from my site's form styles. And so I can update that to match the rest of my site. And I can use my button styles for the call to action button. All of this is just up-leveling the product block and the commerce experience. And all of this is with an eye to your clients' websites doing better to convert their customers. So a lot of this is about bringing commerce best practices into the product block, and you can expect a ton more really exciting stuff to come in the product details page, the product list page. We're just focusing a lot here because we know that for you, setting up a nice-looking website is one important part, but you also need to set your clients up to sell and be successful in their businesses. So that is why we've invested so heavily in that this year, and you're going to really see that be bearing fruit in the months and years to come. Okay, that is commerce. The last thing I want to talk about is extensibility. So we know that your clients have diverse needs. Not all of those needs are going to be able to be met natively on Squarespace all the time. And so that's where extensibility comes in. And I have a few announcements that I think you will like about how we are investing in extensibility this year. The first thing is I'm announcing here today for the first time that we are publishing a spec for writing custom code on Squarespace. This is going to be a stable set of selectors that we will not change, and your custom code that targets these will not break. We are starting today with a small but highly useful set of HTML data attributes that you can target for custom code, and we plan to continue rolling out more of these. We know how important it is to you that your clients' websites are stable and reliable, and we hope this is a very welcome step in that direction. So there'll be a forum post about that later today, and you can expect this to keep growing over the months and years to come. We've also been focusing a lot on our API surfaces, and so you're going to hear a lot more about this. We're especially working on our commerce APIs so that we can enable much more sophisticated commerce functionality for your clients. The first change I can announce is that our products API will start working for all kinds of products, not just physical products. So it will work for service products, for digital downloads. And we have a lot planned in the future for an abandoned cart API, invoicing APIs, commerce form APIs. So there's going to be a lot of investment here that's going to enable more extensibility in Squarespace. And with more extensibility, we can offer more extensions in our extension store. And so I'm excited to announce that this year we have or will later this year launch a number of new extensions into the App Store. And so we have Zapier for workflow automations. We have All Day for restaurant ordering. We have Ship Day for last mile delivery. And then to go into a little more detail in some of these, we have Local SEO by SEO Space, who I see we have in the room here. This is so important for making sure that your clients are showing up in local business results like Google Maps, and that you can bring in reviews from local search into a website. We are launching one with Monocle, which is a search plugin that I know many of you love. So this will be a native first-party extension for a beautiful, fast, accurate search plugin in Squarespace. And then finally, Tiny Currency, who I believe are watching us online, I heard. This is a really great plugin for helping your clients' customers see the prices of things estimated in their local currency to help them make a buy decision. So that is everything we've been working on this year for pros. Really focusing on how we can invest in you as a community so that you can help your clients grow, which helps Squarespace grow. Really excited to see what you guys are going to do with this. Please join us at 4 for a deep dive into the product. And with that, let me pass it back off to Paul. Thank you all.
All right. Awesome. Great job. Okay, so what do you guys think of Squarespace for Pros? Pretty cool, huh? So with Squarespace for Pros, you saw all of the amazing functionality we put together to help you build beautiful, expressive websites, have the back end tie back into the front end, and just really build great businesses for your customers. But building a website is one piece, but in this landscape and this changing landscape that we're all in today, your role is clearly expanding. You can't just build a website for a customer. Customers love great design, but what customers are counting on you for more than ever before is how to help them, give them guidance to help them build their business, help them grow, build, and adapt their business in this changing world, in this AI-powered world that we're all a part of, right? That's a big part of what you need to be able to bring to the table as well. And last year, we introduced Blueprint AI, and that was really to help make it easier and faster than ever before for you and your clients to get started on Squarespace. And getting started is great, but growing is critical for success. And so today, I am very excited to announce for the first time a third initiative and a new big area of investment for Squarespace, and that is Beacon AI. So Beacon is your new business partner built directly into Squarespace, built from the ground up. And Beacon is something that actually understands the data and the usage of your website so it can actually help guide you in your journey to the next step that's needed or required to help you build your business. Beacon is there, obviously, for creative professionals like yourself to help you move faster, but it's also there for your clients to help them succeed as well. And Beacon can help you from everything from helping you create a great product description all the way through to advanced insights and analytics with our new AIO scanner, which is built directly to help you boost the presence of your customers' websites on LLMs and all the places they need to stay visible in this changing landscape. So to show you a little more about Beacon AI and how it works, please help me welcome to the stage John Yates.
Hello, Circle. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all having a circular day. Great to see you. My name is John Yates. I'm from Growth Product, and as Paul said, I'm really excited to talk about some of the AI initiatives we've got going on here at Squarespace. First up is Squarespace Beacon. What is Squarespace Beacon? Squarespace Beacon is not one of those little chatbots that you've seen proliferating around the internet the past few years. It is a deeply integrated AI business partner. It knows about a site's goals, it knows about a site's brand, it knows about a site's metrics, and so it's able to proactively recommend time-saving tools to help a site stand out and grow online. You might say, okay, John, that sounds cool for a Squarespace first-timer, but we in this room have been building Squarespace sites for years. What use could a Beacon AI tool be for us? Well, we actually think it matters a lot for Circle, because it means save time. I know a lot of you use fixed fee contracts, and I know you would rather be spending those hours on creative tasks that a client uniquely hired you for, rather than boilerplate copy and configurations that anyone could do. It also means client satisfaction, right? It means being able to hand off a site that you can tell your client confidently will be easy to learn, easy to manage, and easy to grow. And I think it also helps with future-proofing. As Paul said, I think we all feel the rules of the road are changing around us when it comes to AI. And you want to be able to say to your clients that the site that I have built for you in 2025 will be just as compatible and relevant and even findable in the years to come. So you might say, that sounds cool, when is it launching? Well, I'm excited to announce that actually some of the features of Squarespace Beacon are currently live in the product today for you and your clients to enjoy. Some of you may already be using them. I'm going to take a look at a few to show you what I mean. Wonderful. So I am live in the editor right now, on a demo site about cocktails. I'm going to go to our home dashboard and take a look at the new Beacon AI widget. Again, this can contextually offer helpful tools to you. So let's say that as the proprietor of this cocktail bar, I've recently written a cocktail book. I'd like to sell this book on my website. I'm sure everyone in this room knows that creating a product listing on Squarespace or a service listing requires a good amount of typing. There's about a dozen fields to fill out. This is where Beacon can help. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to upload an image from my desktop. No magic tricks here. There's no other context being given, just a plain old image. I'm going to ask Beacon to help me fill out this product for me. I'm going to hit Generate with AI. Wait a moment as it writes a product name, a product description, even comes up with a suggested price, fills out all the tags I might need. And here we are. Again, you can review this content. You remain in the driver's seat as always, but I think if you're like me, it's much easier to edit existing copy than to start from a blank page. So we have the Art of Cocktails book, Elevate Cocktail Making Skills, the Art of Cocktails. We gave none of this information to Beacon AI. It intuited it all from the image we just uploaded. We've got the image, we've got a suggested price, we've got all the tags you might need for categories, and even the SEO description. With one click, I could publish this. Wonderful. And if you're helping a client who doesn't have physical goods that have an image associated with them, you can also type a quick sentence describing the offering, and it'll work exactly the same way with copy. Wonderful. So I mentioned that Beacon AI is proactive. Let's take a look at that. So here we are on the newish SEO/AIO L2 page. And Beacon AI, you can see here, it's reached out to me and said, hey, one of your pages and several of your images are missing metadata, they're missing alt text. And I think we all know how important that is to keep on top of for SEO, and it's also important for accessibility and compliance. And it's hard to keep on top of, right? You can constantly add new images, someone forgets to write a description. Beacon is here to let me know. But it doesn't just say, hey, you're missing some descriptions, go find those images. It actually can take care of it for me. So here it is scanning our site. It's written a reasonable description for the page that was missing its metadata. I'm going to save and continue. And it's written a description of each of these images just by looking at them. This is a glass of a pink bubbly drink garnished with a slice of lemon. This seems like a good description to me. Of course, I can edit and regenerate as I like. Hit save, and now we have a clean bill of health from Beacon AI. All of our pages have metadata, all of our images have alt text, we're ready to be found. Cool. And we're not just stopping there. We've got a lot more. Oops, I'm stuck in Jeff's demo. Here we go. We've got a lot more coming. We're launching a discount generator that'll work similarly, a broken link scanner that can find any broken links anywhere across a site with a click, an SEO scanner V2 that supports more media types in the tool I just demonstrated, something to help you generate privacy policies, terms of service, legal copy, particularly useful for European sites, an FAQ block generator, and an AIO scanner. I want to talk a little bit more about this last one. What is AIO? AIO is simply put SEO for the AI era. You might even hear it called GEO or AI SEO. It's such a new thing that the industry is still figuring out what it's even called. But simply put is how do LLMs like ChatGPT mention your brand? And, we just looked at the SEO scanner, which meta titles, alt text, those are always going to matter. But I think we've all realized that simply optimizing for traditional search engines is just not enough anymore. We've heard from some of you that you've seen traffic to your client sites from traditional search collapse overnight, and internally, we see traffic to Squarespace sites from LLMs increasing at 13% per month. So how do you keep on top of that? How do you help your clients keep on top of the changing rules of the road? Well, that's why I'm excited to announce to you the AIO scanner we're launching later this year. I'm going to scan past all these demos, and here we are. So as you can tell, this is not a final design, but I hope the ugliness of it actually helps prove that this is all real, live, working code with a direct connection to OpenAI. There is no magic tricks, no canned information here. I'm so excited by this, I'm actually going to put the microphone down so I can use my hands to type. Wonderful, great. So I want to introduce you to a real Squarespace customer called Tom's Hot Dogs. They've been on the Squarespace platform for a while, and they've been in Panama City, Florida, serving hot dogs to the hungry spring break crowd since 1981. It seems like on Tom's Hot Dogs, they've got a decent amount of press, some awards, so this should really help them with being mentioned in AI. But let's take a look at the AI scanner and see how they're doing. So we're going to use our business here. And what Beacon's going to do first is going to take a look at a business, understand its goals, understand the copy on the site, and recommend the kinds of prompts that that business would want to show up for. What kinds of things would someone search, ask ChatGPT, that you would want Tom's Hot Dogs to be visible? For example, most importantly, what are the best places for hot dogs around Panama City, Florida? Now, if I was Tom and I owned Tom's Hot Dogs, I'd want to make sure that ChatGPT mentioned me here, and if it ever stopped mentioning me, I would want to know about that as well. So Beacon AI has proactively come up with 10 prompts along those lines to come on top of. And you can add your own and change them. Let's say, for example, I'm trying to get into the romantic space. Maybe it's Valentine's Day coming up. And I want to make sure that ChatGPT also mentions Tom's Hot Dogs for what are the best places for a romantic lunch date in Panama City, FL. Great, let's see how we do on that one. So I'm going to approve these prompts for the tool to work on. Now, I think if all of you have used ChatGPT, you know it's usually not one and done in the conversation, right? There's usually some follow-up questions. For example, Tom sounds good, but when are they open? Do they have parking? And so we also have these things called business inquiry prompts that proactively recommends as well. Is parking available near Tom's Hot Dogs? What are the operating hours? Does it offer catering services? Does it accept credit cards, et cetera, et cetera? And again, these would be unique to every business that this tool works on. So I'm going to add these to my prompt library as well, and then I'm going to run them all. And so what's happening right now is this tool is actually chatting with ChatGPT, simulating these kinds of conversations, and it's going to come back to us with a report on how we're doing. Look at this, high visibility. That's pretty good for Tom's. You can see what they mean by that. What they mean is that of the prompts that you've selected to keep an eye on, Tom's is mentioned in most of them. So for example, the most important one, what are the best places for hot dogs in this city? It says brand mentioned. But it doesn't just stop there. You can actually expand and take a look at this conversation and see how it went down. So a hypothetical hungry person on the beach said, what are the best places for hot dogs in Panama City, Florida? And look at this, we are mentioned first, which is very exciting, above our rival hot dog stands, which is great. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, too bad though, nobody mentioned us for a romantic lunch date. It looks like they're recommending some slightly more upscale restaurants. But now we know what to do, right? We know that we can talk about that more on our site. We know we can try to get press about that topic. If we didn't have this tool, we wouldn't know what ChatGPT was saying about us. Wonderful. And we can take a look at the business inquiry questions as well. Parking available, et cetera. And you can see how it responded. So it says here, Tom's Hot Dogs, 10 to 3, closed on Sundays. Now, I don't know about the real Tom's Hot Dogs. That's probably accurate. But let's pretend that I am not closed on Sundays. I am serving hot dogs on Sundays. And I would say, ChatGPT, why are you telling people that I'm closed on Sundays? How do I fix that? Where are you getting that information? Well, that's where Beacon AI and the AIO scanner come to help again, because not only do we show you the conversation, we also show you our works cited, our sources here. So for example, this answer, it got it from Google Business, it got it from the Chamber of Commerce, and it got it from the Panama City beach map. And so if this closed on Sundays was inaccurate, you would know exactly where to go to correct that information, and shortly after, ChatGPT will update its information and start saying the correct thing. And lastly, this tool can be proactive to help you improve your score. Let's say you didn't get high. Let's say you got low visibility, or maybe you're just really stuck on that you didn't get that romantic date mention. We can recommend things like, hey, you know, FAQ pages are really important for how LLMs learn about a site and a brand. You should probably add one. And what's more, with one click, the Beacon FAQ Composer can generate one for you. So this is just a number of ways, from whether you're selling hot dogs or websites, that Squarespace is sensibly using AI to do what it's always done, which is help websites grow and to help businesses stand out online. That's all from me. I'm going to pass the mic back to my friend Paul.
All right, thank you, John. What do you guys think of that AIO scanner, huh? It's pretty cool. All right, so I know we have a couple more minutes, so I thought I'd show you one more thing. I get the privilege of working with the product teams, of course, and I get to see all the new inventions and things that they're doing, and I tell you, the teams are really buzzing these days. And they've been doing a lot more work as that will be brought forward under this Beacon umbrella. And I want to share a little bit more, just directionally where we're going, show you something that's coming later, at a later date, but give you a sense of just where we're going here. And so John showed you some Beacon features that are great for everybody, great for you to help you be able to move faster, help future-proof, and so on. But also, once you build a site, you hand it over to your client, you want to make sure that the platform that you're putting your client on is going to help them as well, and that it's actually built to make sure that they're going to be successful with their business. So the team has been thinking a lot about that, and let me share a little bit about what that's going to look like in the future. So here I am on a website. It's been handed over to me from a wonderful creative professional who's built it for me. And I'm in here, and I realized that I want to make some changes, and one of the things I want to do is reorder the products, and I've kind of forgotten, like, where do I do that again, like reorder these products? And so it would be great if there was a way for me to just talk to Beacon from wherever I am in the product, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to click on this chat window, and you're going to see the Beacon chat interface open up inside the product. And Beacon is always going to be suggesting things to help me run my business. It's suggesting a few things right here, but you know, that's fine. But I'm actually going to ask specifically, how do I change the order of my products? I've kind of forgotten how to do that, and it might take a while to find it. Beacon's going to think about that, and in a few seconds, it's going to come back and say, hey, look, to change the order of your products, you can just go right to the collections page or the product pages and actually just move things around there. And if you see it has suggested actions, one of those is reorder products. So I'm going to click on that. It takes me exactly to the place in the product I need to be to do that. And I can now just grab something, change it around, and it changes right in front of me, and it just saved me a lot of time, and maybe a phone call to you as well. So nice, that's great. So let's go a little further here. I'm gonna come back out here, and let's say I'm in the products and services tab. So I'm actually working in the back-end business engine of my website. And over here, you can see Beacon might give me some suggestions that make sense because I'm looking at products and orders and so on. And I remember that someone asked me recently, do we have like a buy now, pay later option? And I'm not actually sure, so I'm gonna jump into Beacon and say, can I do buy now, pay later, if I can spell? Beacon chat opens up, and because Beacon, of course, has access to everything Squarespace, everything that I have on my system, it says, yeah, absolutely, you can do buy now, pay later. You can set that up when you set up your payment processor, gives me a link to that, can click on that, brings the settings right up, takes me right to the place I need to be. Again, just a really fast way for your clients to be able to use the system that you've passed off to them. But Beacon should be able to do more than that, right? Like, it is actually built on top of our engine, so what else can it do? So I'm going to come down to products over here, and you're going to see that I've got an icon right up here for Beacon, and now that I'm on the products page, I click on this. Beacon is actually looking at my data. It's looking at my products. It's looking at my orders. It's looking at my order history, and it's actually coming up with insights and recommendations for the business. So you can see here, hey, you've got a product range that offers jackets, trousers, skirts, and tops, priced around $50 to $100, with some items on sale. Your best-selling items are linen top and studios. You should consider bundling these. You have inventory and pricing options that you could update and change here. Your fulfillment options, there's new changes here. This will change every time I go in because it will always refresh and look at all of this information. Now, I've opened up the chat window so I can get in here and do something now that I have this information. And I think, you know what, maybe instead of clicking to something that wayfinds me, maybe Beacon can help me. So why don't I say, I'd like it to create me a discount. That seems like a good idea. I'm just going to show you guys that we don't actually have any discounts in here. But I'm just going to jump into Beacon and say, can you create me a discount? Beacon's going to think about that a little bit and come back and say, yeah, I can create a discount for you. Just let me know what the percentage is and give me an alphanumeric number. I'm going to say, let's do 20%, and you come up with a number. I mean, You're an AI, right? You should be able to come up with an alphanumeric number for me. Give it a couple of seconds. Beacon says, great, I've created a 20% discount for you. I've called it Save 20. And if I jump over to discounts, you'll see that it has, in fact, actually created the discount for me inside of the product, which is pretty cool. This is a sneak peek, guys, of some of the work that we're doing here, but it really is a testament to why you choose to build on an all-in-one integrated platform. When you've got your brand, when you've got your customers, when you've got your products, when you've got your orders, you can get insights like this. You can leverage AI to do all kinds of compelling and interesting things, not just for you, but for your clients to be able to run their business as well. And that's the power of bringing all of this together. So we're thrilled about the direction this is going in, and we hope you guys are too. And you'll be getting your hands on this first, and so you'll be able to give us your direct feedback as always, and we're very excited for that. And just to close this out, I just want to go back and recap. This has been a big year for us, and it's just going to keep getting better. We introduced the Circle program, the Reimagined Circle program, new tiers, statuses, points, ways to make money, the new Circle dashboard. Of course, Squarespace for Pros, all of that incredible functionality that we're adding into the product, built right into the platform that you already know and love. And Beacon AI, just continuing to make more improvements that leverage the power of this integrated platform together to allow you to do more things. And we couldn't do any of this without you. I consider all of these areas to be foundational in 2025, areas that you will continue to see us building on top of in 26, 27, and beyond. And I can tell you from all of us, we are absolutely thrilled about the future for professionals on Squarespace, and we hope you are too. Thank you so much for joining us for Circle Day Keynote 2025. Thank you. Thanks.